Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have got ourselves another unboxing. This is going to be a series of quite a few. I'm a little behind, so of course, as always, you know your boy getting caught up. This one today, the Blackest Night, Terra and Scar 2-pack. These Blackest Night figures were absolutely incredible figures, and they are so hard to find. This one, again, another figure find while I was on my recent adventure across the state of Oklahoma. I saw it and I about died. I found another figure I wanted, which was the Cyborg Superman. Unfortunately, the price point was just a bit more than I really wanted to splurge for it, so I had to pass on him. But this one, the price was absolutely unbeatable. I believe I got it for right around 13 or 14 bucks, which, I mean, dude, two figures from this series, yeah, no, absolute steal. So, we'll go ahead and look at the packaging real quick. So, we got Terra, we've got Scar, which is the Black Lantern Guardian, or one of them rather. The packaging, this was whenever they changed the packaging from what Series 1 and Series 2 Green Lantern used to these more rounded, and actually, like, the entire package is plastic on these. Series 1 and Series 2 Green Lantern were cardboard cards with the bubble on front. You could just rip them off real easy. These, you did not have that option. However, one thing I will say about these particular figures I was not a fan of is I used to have a whole slew of these on card. However, over the years, the bubbles started to turn color. They had no sunlight exposure, anything like that. And for some reason, they still changed colors. Smoke-free home. It was the strangest thing. So I ended up opening them up. And one thing I noticed that, and this didn't happen with the Series 1 or Series 2 stuff, as long with these ones with these plastic cards, when I opened them, the figures had a very odd chemical smell to them. Like, I cannot describe it. And almost like a residue on the figure itself, which was a little disheartening. However, there's no reason for me to keep this carded. All my other Green Lantern stuff is off the card, so we're going to crack this bad boy up in two, add it to the shelf. And I also brought another figure along from the Green Lantern set we're going to compare one of these pieces to inside. So, on the front, Terra, Scar. Looks like they got a stand inside, which is very cool. They did that with the Guardians from, I believe it was Series 1, which I believe was Gantheth and Sade, but I could be wrong. Then on the back here, we've got Arkillo, the Yellow Lantern. We've got Terra and Scar. We've got the Red Lantern Mara. We've got Drax. I believe it's Drax. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, sorry. And the Black Lantern Superman, which is actually one I would really like to add to my collection, hopefully sooner rather than later. Alright, so for this one, since we can't just rip her open, remember kids, parent supervision if you go open one of these. If not, have them do it for you. I'd rather them do it for you, hand you the package and let you finish taking it apart, rather than you doing it yourself, hurting yourself, and making the situation worse than it needs to be. I know, little PSA, but if I'm handling tools like that, being a dad, I definitely would want my kids taking the advice of whoever they're watching if they're making smart decisions rather than going, oh, I think that'll be fun to do on my own. No. Alright, so we've got the package open. There they are right there. Twist tied up. You know I hate the twist ties. Sorry guys. I know it's a dumb little thing. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. Alright, so cool thing real quick. I thought they were going to do the stands like they did with the Guardians, which was just have one stand in the package for both of them. This one actually has two. Very cool. Both of them black in color. Black Lantern symbol there. Very nice. So these, they decided to go with the actual Black Lantern symbol on the bases rather than like with the Black Hand from Series 1 who had a Green Lantern base. It was just black. I understand. Please, this is not me saying, oh, that's stupid. It's not. The Blackest Night stuff wasn't going on when Series 1 came out. So it is what it is. It's fine. Little detail, not a big deal. Alright, so bases are great. I already like them. One thing is the downside of those bases, though they look cool, they do eat up a lot more real estate than they need to for the figures in your display because they are so wide. So my recommendation is if you can find smaller stands to use those, and you can probably get a lot more, maximizing your space in your DTOV or shelf or whatever you're using than you would with these bases. Because, I mean, you're talking two figures to cover that much space, and that's a lot. That is a lot of ground to cover for just 2 figures, especially when they're. I mean, really, these are relatively small figures. So, yeah, if you don't have to use those bases, don't. I would just pile them up somewhere. However, if you have them on a very large shelf, you want to spread them out. And that's something I will say that's nice about this set. Really, any of the figures from this Green Lantern series are all amazingly detailed figures. Right? Probably to this day, some of my favorite action figure designs I've ever seen. They're very well done. So if you have them spread out, they look even better when they're spread out. But if you are crunched for space, do not hesitate to cluster them up together. They still look okay. I do have that currently going on with my Hal Jordan shelf. So I don't know. Hal may end up growing into 2 shelves, which is fine. He's the greatest Green Lantern of all time, and in my personal opinion, the greatest DC character of all time. But that's another discussion for another day, which we'll probably do in a Hal Jordan video. Okay, so first off, we've got Terra. Terra, as you may know, is a character who was with the Teen Titans, has like the ability to control, you know, rocks and earth and stuff. So this is her Black Lantern form. The figure, we've got knee joints, not double jointed. The feet turn, which if the knees aren't double jointed, as long as the feet turn, I'm okay with that. You know, normal hip movements. Again, around this time, DC wasn't focusing on having the hips that swung out left and right, but rather just making them more sturdy. The hands do turn, so that's nice. Her elbows have no articulation, so that's a bit of a downer. Like, no bendy. The arms, I mean, there's a little bit of flex there, but not a heck of a whole lot. More up and down. The face looks great on this. I really do love that. That just zombified, I am dead as dead can be. Been on the ground probably quite some time. Look, very cool. The waist does not turn, so that hurts a little bit. So I feel like this one can use a little more articulation. I do understand with these thinner limbs, it is a little bit harder to do that, and you do have a higher chance of them breaking off. So that's fine. But overall, the figure looks great. Good detail in the hair. Color is wonderful. I don't really see any issues with bleed over on the paint, so the paint is on point as well. So, good job on Terra. Thumbs up from me. Let's go ahead and get her on this base, see how she stands. Okay, well, the stands have what looks like 2 different size pegs on them. So one's clearly for her and one's clearly for Scar. So, let's go ahead and go with Scar. There we go, he's in frame. All right, cool face. Look at that. Awesome. That is hideous. Ugh. That is a face that only a mother could love. Okay, see, so these rubber goods, this one kind of feels like it somewhat has that residue to it, or maybe that's just I don't know. It's very weird. Hard to describe. And it's also kind of got that same smell to it, too, that a lot of my Blackest Night figures had. So that's kind of disheartening. Not so much on the Terra. Okay, yeah, I know. Super weird. I'm sniffing figures. But, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's just science. Okay. So, the arms, it looks like there's, they spread out. That's cool. Make them look like they're flying, hovering. The legs, I can't really tell. Yeah, there's knee joints in there. There's knee, because you can push his feet all the way up inside there, I believe, if you bend the legs just right. I'm not going to do all that. So, okay. Very simple design. Very cool. Face looks great. I'm going to put them side by side with a Guardian real quick from Series 1. They pretty much went with, it appears to be the same mold, essentially, for the jacket. Yeah, see, this one doesn't have the same smell or residue feel to it, so that's so weird. Okay. So, yeah, so there's the Guardian from Series 1, so you can definitely tell they essentially went with the same mold, same design, essentially, which, I mean, you need to. It's a Black Lantern version of a Guardian, so you want it to be consistent with the other Guardians from previous sets or current sets. So, this one, definitely a plus. It's going to be nice to have him on the shelf next to my other Guardians. That way it kind of gives a little more contrast. Now let's see how he Stands on the base. Need to hold the knee a little bit though, because the leg's trying to bend every time you force that thing down. Okay, so maybe you can see what I'm talking about now. So look at how much space is between these two figures because of these bases. No matter how you turn them, that's about how much space you're going to have. That is enough space for a whole other figure. I mean, literally, I'm putting Gantheth here, and he's literally got space there plus a little bit more room to move. So, yeah, use the bases if you have a lot of space. Otherwise, don't use the bases. But there we go, Terra and Scar from the Blackest Night set. Highly recommend these, kind of like with the Black Hand. These are great figures. They look wonderful. Obviously, they're for display, not really play. But recommend them, and if you can get them on the cheap, even better. So, guys, that's going to do it for me on this video. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at CollectingRaj. If you have any comments, feel free to leave one below. And if anything, hit the like button. I've noticed, like, I've got some subscribers, and I get messages all the time. But the way I know that you guys are really enjoying these videos are by comments and also by liking. I mean, yes, the messages are great too, and I really do enjoy those. Those help. But also just having likes on there, it's a quick way I can just like look and go, oh, that's something people are enjoying. Because it's something you're not enjoying, I can maybe not do something as like so much. Like if you don't like the football pack opening so much, or you're not really into the sports card stuff, if you're really just focused on the action figures or even Pokemon packs, or even Hero Clicks, just the way you put the likes on there kind of helped me get a better idea of what you guys enjoy the most from this channel. But again, as always, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time.